My name is Tara McLaughlin. I'm an Archaeologist 1. I work as a Cultural Resource Management on the Kalispel Natural Resources Department. For me, I took an anthropology class and I fell in love with anthropology, and then I took an archaeology class later on and I knew that this is what I needed to do for the rest of my life. And I took lots of great strides to get to where I am currently, but I couldn't ask for a better job. I like the discovery of finding new things and presenting that to other people, and then collaborating with researchers on how we can discover more things and how to connect that to the Kalispel people and how we can share that with the world. It depends on what project we are working on. So if we're doing an excavation project, we're going to get our packs ready and we're going to get our dig kits ready, which is just our tools that we're going to be needing for that day. And then we'll go to the dig site and we dig in 1 meter by 1 meter square holes, and we take them 10 centimeter down at a time. And that's just so that we don't miss any archaeological findings within each floor. And then if we have, like say we find an earth oven or something, then we'll take soil samples back to the lab for analysis. A skill or a characteristic that you should have as a person is empathy, because you need to be able to put yourself in other people's shoes and to think of things outside of yourself. And then another thing I think, especially as archaeologists, is you need to find attention to detail, because you need to notice the little changes in the landscape or in the sand, otherwise you're going to miss something important. If somebody was looking into coming into archaeology, I would say first start out with a field school. Make sure this is what you want to do. Understand that it can be physically demanding at times, and see if you really like it. And then from there, pursue it as a bachelor's degree so that you can get a definitely better paying job, and then eventually move on to your master's. And when you focus on something that you really want to learn and become a master at. And that's my suggestion. To become an Archaeologist 1, you would need a bachelor's degree, but just to get your foot in the door and start a career in archaeology, just do a field school and then start applying for entry-level positions as archaeological technician and get that experience. And then if it's something that you know that you want to pursue, then I would suggest going back to school to get your bachelor's degree. I get to do a lot of hiking. I'm outdoors a lot. I also get to do a lot of kayaking because a lot of our job is based off the water, and we have some islands that we have to monitor and survey. And I've also done a lot of driving. There's a lot of driving involved with archaeology, and a lot of, even if it's not very far, there's some traveling involved no matter what position you have. What I love most is the preservation aspect. I know that, some of these sites, they're going to be completely eroded, but usually before that happens, we get to get as much information from them as possible so that we can say, okay, this was a winter village at one point and it's not lost. Then the Kalispel will still have that link to their ancestors, knowing that, okay, this is what this was at one point in time.